What's going on, people? Listen, I just got some quick thoughts about this whole Mike Tyson, Jake Paul situation. There were a few very important things that we could learn from Mike Tyson if we just took notes. You know what I'm saying? Um, for one, he talked about legacy when they asked him about legacy. So when they asked Mike Tyson about legacy, basically what he shared is when he thinks of legacy, that he thinks of the fact that it's just when people use that term, it's just all about ego. That's what they're really stating, and that's what's really important to them. And he was talking about the fact that when you pass on, it's over. You're gone. You're dead. So what that's telling me is that Mike realizes and I made the decision that he's going to make the best out of this life. He is going to max it out. And it shows in how he lives. It shows in what he does. The action he takes, the things that he allows himself to say, and the things that he allows himself to do on a regular basis. There are many 58-year-olds that figure, man, who would want to see me fight at this age? Who would want to see me, because they could do other things. Who would want to see me, do what I do? They could be a tennis player. They could be a soccer player. They could be, a chef. But a lot of chefs we don't even see on the scene that old. You understand what I'm saying? So it really says a lot. How many authors do we see that are really trying to voice their viewpoints on the forefront in society nowadays? You know what I mean? We don't see a lot. We don't see a lot. And so for Mike to do what he's doing and to make the efforts that he's making at his age, man, it's an amazing thing. It's an amazing thing. It's an amazing sight to see. And it's very encouraging. It's very empowering. And it really puts us in the mindset of what it means to study a champion. Because when they even asked him if he was done or if he would fight again, his answer wasn't no. His answer wasn't let me talk to my team. His answer wasn't let me talk to my corner. His answer was I don't know, which means he's going to take the time to think about it. He's going to take the time to even consider opportunities if they come to the table. And so there's a lot of people who have said that, this is father time, telling Mike that it's time for him to sit down. What happened at the fight was father time, telling him that it's time to give up and so on and so forth. But I disagree because of the fact that when you see yourself in a certain place with a certain ability to perform or not to perform, and you have any type of wisdom. What's going on, people? How y'all doing? If you have any type of wisdom, then you would be able to, okay, no problem. All right, B-Main 2015, what's up? Rogan Slevin, did I say your name right? Rogan Slevin, Susanna Gonzalez. What's going on, people? What's going on? What's going on? Big shout out to you all. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the live. We're just sharing some thoughts, on what we've witnessed from Mike Tyson and what we witnessed from Jake Paul. And this is based on, the things that we can really take and learn from and apply to our own lives. Let us not just look at what we see on TV, what we're hearing, that streaming or anything of that nature. Let's not look at these things and just use it as entertainment and just let it fly. There's a lot that we can learn from champions. And this is the conversation. There's a lot that we can learn from champions. There's a lot that we can learn from the best of the best in every arena. You understand what I'm saying? One thing that, in the beginning, I was, and just if you guys can't read it, Rogan said that I was sad when Mike lost. And in the beginning, I felt kind of down a little bit myself, but then I looked at it and I said, you know what? I said, this man is 58 years old. Who in the world do we see that stands up and you got millions of people that want to see them do what they do? Who do we see, come up and want to display any kind of talent? You know what I'm saying? Any type of ability, and you got millions of people coming to watch them. You got millions of people paying millions of dollars to see this person do what they do. You know what I mean? And so when I looked at that, and when I also looked at the fact that Jake Paul treated him with a lot of respect, even at the end of the fight, bowed to him and everything, this shows the honor that is due to a true champion. This shows the honor that is due. And I definitely, I respect, definitely no one. And I definitely respect Jake Paul for that, because Jake Paul, there were times in the fight where Jake Paul could have really taken advantage of Mike. He could have really had his way with Mike. You know what I'm saying? Because you see, Mike's footing was even off. You understand what I'm saying? So Mike, at some points of that fight, could have easily, if not been knocked out, could have easily been knocked down. You understand what I'm saying? And it wouldn't have been a good look for Mike, But at the same time, we're looking at Jake Paul, and through some people's eyes, it wouldn't have been a good look for Jake Paul either. Because here it is, you got a 27-year-old guy beating up on, a 58-year-old man. You know what I'm saying? And so, either way, we ask the question, if Jake Paul was to lose, would there be an opportunity for that to be a win for him? Or if Mike Tyson was to win, where is there for him to go? If Mike Tyson was to win, let's think about this. If Mike Tyson was to win, right? Think about all of the people who would have seen his weaknesses during this fight and now want a chance with Mike. You know what I'm saying? They want an opportunity to fight Mike now. Now, Mike at 58 years old wasn't going to be able to have no rest, because how many people is he going to keep turning down? You know what I'm saying? With Mike Tyson's resilience. Yes, he is getting old. You know what I'm saying? With Mike Tyson. And yes, Rogan, I do love Mike's fights. I love watching him fight. I had, to be honest with you, to be transparent with you all, I had canceled my Netflix for a while because I wasn't really watching it. And then this fight came along, and I'm like, I got to see this fight. I can't miss this fight. I have to see it. I can't hear about it. I don't want to go on social media and find out what happens that way. I don't want to hear about it at the barbershop. Like, I got to see it for myself. You understand what I'm saying? And so then, I had made the decision. It was kind of at the last minute, but I made the decision. I'm like, look, man, I got to do it. So I went ahead and I renewed my subscription. I had to. I couldn't miss this fight. I renewed my subscription because I've been watching Mike Tyson. Okay, I'm 48 years old, right? I've been watching Mike Tyson since I was in elementary school. Live and direct. This wasn't no replays. This was Mike Tyson in his prime, real time. You know what I'm saying? That I've been watching since I was in elementary school. Every chance I get, I was watching Mike Tyson fights. And sometimes, when I would work out growing up, because growing up I didn't mess out with a lot of weights. I did a lot of calisthenics growing up, push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, all of these things. This is what I was into. So, there were kind of some workouts that I did where I kind of mimicked Mike Tyson. When I would see him in his workouts, and sometimes they would show in the pre-fight tapes and things of that nature. You understand what I'm saying? I can't say I idolized Mike because I didn't. There were times where I was actually not afraid for him, but I was a little anxious because my mother always said, because she watched Ali in his prime, Muhammad Ali. So because she watched Muhammad Ali in his prime and saw Muhammad Ali, talk a lot of trash before the fight, things of that nature, and then see, how he ended up as far as his health was concerned, she was concerned for Mike Tyson. So she shared that concern, which even made me a little anxious. Like, man, I hope nobody tries to kill him in the ring or anything like that. You understand what I'm saying? When he lost to Buster Douglas, it was a big surprise for me because of the fact that, Mike was still hot at that time. He was doing his thing. And for me, he was still in a position where he could have very easily beat Buster Douglas, but he didn't train the way he should have trained for that fight. Because for some reason at that time, he was young. At that time, it seems like he just didn't take it seriously enough. You understand what I'm saying? Now, had he trained the way he was supposed to train, oh, wow. I see you, Rogan. Thank you for sharing that, man. I hope it all works out with you. I hope everything um, works out amazing as far as your health is concerned. Make sure you're eating right. Make sure you're thinking right. Make sure you're speaking right. Make sure that you are definitely taking care of your health as much as you can, man. If you can work out, work out. Do what you can to think positive. Do your own research. Don't just rely on the information that you get from the doctors alone. Also, do your own research because our bodies are our responsibility. And this is another reason why, for me, watching Mike, it encouraged me to go ahead and do what I could do to, take better care of my health. Because when it comes to health, it's not all about looks. And that's very encouraging for you to say that, Rogan, that Mike had brought you light. You never know whose life you're affecting in a positive way when you decide to do the right thing for the right reasons. One of the reasons that we know that Mike was doing what he was doing was so that his children can see that their father is somebody special. That says a lot. And then he was also saying that he wasn't trying to prove anything to anybody, that he was just trying to, prove things to himself, and that he was proud of his performance. And he was happy with the way that things turned out. When it comes to the things that we do in our life and for our lives, you have to be sure that you're doing the best thing for you. And this is another lesson that, I already knew, but it was kind of drilled into me that much more with this experience. Because when you're doing the right thing for you, you're not going to care what anybody else says. You're not going to care what anybody else thinks. You understand what I'm saying? And you're going to focus on your why. You're going to focus on your purpose. You're going to focus on, why you're doing everything that you're doing. We were blessed to go to Disney World last week. You know what I'm saying? And I say blessed because we did not have to pay full price. We were in some ways, I would have to say, sponsored, me and my family, right? And so when we had a chance to see Disney World, everywhere you looked around, there was very close attention that was paid to detail. When you would go on a ride, it wasn't like you would wait online and then you go on a ride and then it's like a roller coaster or something like that, and then you wait on another line and go on another ride. No, when you went towards that ride, you went into this environment that puts your mind in a story. They had sights, they had sounds, They had rooms that you can walk through. Like while you were online, you weren't always outside. Sometimes you were inside of what looked like a spaceship. To bring an example, like when we was on the Guardians of the Galaxy ride, it's like you're inside of a spaceship going through a line, and you're seeing other spaceships. You're seeing works of art. You're seeing instructions that are given to you on the screen, which is putting you into a whole mindset, preparing you for the ride that you're about to get on. And then by the time you're in the actual ride, you have the story that you were just told that was on your mind. So now you're going forward with the story. And the ride itself is dope as well. I mean, there was one part where it was lights out. And there was, certain things on the screen. There was stuff floating around. At one point, the ride was the roller coaster was going backwards in the dark. I mean, it was amazing. So when you have something that you walk into that is operating on that level of excellence, it makes you want to do the same thing in your life. The key word all week, we was there 5 days. The key word all week was imagination. So when we take the things that we're gifted with seriously and want to take these things to another level, we can be considered a GOAT like Mike Tyson. We can be an individual who has mastered the art of becoming an influencer all over the internet, all over the social media, like Jake Paul. You understand what I'm saying? This dude is a master craftsman when it comes to being able to grab and hold people's attention. This guy has gotten very, very, very skillful at that. And we can't take that lightly. People might say what they want about Jake Paul. The dude is a genius. I'm going to tell you straight up. The guy is a genius. You understand what I'm saying? And he's showing the next generation how to do this. I'm going to show you how to do this, son. He's showing the next generation how to do this. And that's what Jake Paul is doing. You understand what I'm saying? And so it's necessary for us to look at our lives. Don't just sit and just be entertained. Don't just sit and allow someone else to just feed you their thoughts, feed you their ideas. You have a brain that you can create ideas of your own with. You understand what I'm saying? You have thoughts, you have feelings, you have a perception that in some cases nobody else in the world has, that you can add to the world, that you can contribute to the world. This conversation is not just about Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. This conversation is about you. What do you have within yourself that you can add to the world? What do you have within yourself that you know that you can impact somebody with? What do you do that has the potential, if not already, has the potential to be amazing? That has the potential to have you considered as the GOAT, to have you considered as one of the greatest. Each and every one of us has something powerful that we can contribute to the human family. But first and foremost, we have to value it ourselves. And if we don't value it ourselves, how can we expect anybody else to value it? If we don't value the gifts we have, the talents we have, the abilities that we have, the personality that we have. You understand what I'm saying? There is so much that we can contribute. Your style. You may come up with a movie, right? And have your own style and stick to your own style that you want to release this movie with and impact the whole industry. Now you see other people copying your style. Look at what Timberland and Missy Elliott did with the music industry when they came out with Aaliyah's album. People were astonished. They were listening to the patterns and trying to find the patterns and follow the patterns, of the kick drum, of the hi-hat, different things they were doing with the bass line. It threw them off. When they came out with that One in a Million, jaws dropped all over the world. And they just continue to, be trendsetters in this music business. And then there was others after who tried to pattern their music after what Timberland and Missy was doing. You understand what I'm saying? You can't be afraid or ashamed to be you. So what do you have to contribute to this life? What do you have to contribute to the human family all over the world? What do you have to contribute that will help to make things better? So guess what? By the time you're in your 50s or 60s or 70s, it will still hold value. And people all over the world will still want to come see you, want to come hear you, want to spend money with you, want to do business with you. It is possible. It is possible. And we saw it as plain as day last night. All right. So let us keep striving for excellence. Let us keep being our best. Let's keep doing the things that we need to do to continue to impress ourselves and our day ones, the ones that are close to us, the ones that love us unconditionally. You know what I'm saying? No matter who we are to the rest of the world or what we're doing when it comes to the rest of the world. You have something powerful to contribute to the human family, all right? So let's do it. We're going to get there, and we're going to get there together, all right? So I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a great one. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Holla at you. Peace.